I'm Julia, and this is Corey, and we have a son named Dion, and his beautiful twin sister, Rosalee, is our guardian angel. In November of 2016, we found out that we were pregnant with twins. Everything was perfectly fine, good pregnancy, until our 31-week checkup. We found out that Rosalee had restricted growth, and so we went into the hospital. When we first arrived, we thought we were going to deliver 2 days later, but after our arrival there, maternal fetal medicine at Altman and our team of doctors decided that maybe we should wait and see how they do. And so on our 13th day, our biophysical was perfectly fine. It was about lunchtime. Whenever I would sit up in the hospital, they would lose one of them on the monitors because it was so hard to keep both of the twins on the monitors. And so the nurse came in and she asked us to check the monitor. And I kind of stubbornly in a way was like, oh, they're fine. Like, this happens every time I sit up. But I let her check. She came back about 20 minutes later and said, I'm not comfortable. Can you get back in the bed? I want to check them again. And so at that point she did, and then she called for a bedside ultrasound. So kind of knew something was happening, and then the next thing I knew, we were in the OR and they were knocking me out so that they could get the babies out. When they were born, Dion was born first, followed by Rosalee, just because he was baby A, so they had to grab him first. Rosalee was born without a heartbeat. They did revive her. About 10 minutes later, they revived her. And then about an hour and a half after they revived her, they were working on her central line and she started seizing. From there, they did a lot of anti-seizure medicine on her. Couldn't get her to stop seizing, ended up giving her high doses of morphine to get her body to relax. That finally worked. Then later that evening, we did get to see her for a short period of time. And then later that evening, they put an EEG machine on her. And the doctors up at Akron Children were monitoring that EEG machine. They left her on it for like 48 hours because they weren't getting a good reading enough to make a determination on where she was standing with her life. Excuse me. And finally, the amazing NICU nurses finally got them to take the EEG machine off of her so that we could at least hold her. So we had to wait about another week. And after that, we did another EEG on her to confirm that she was, in fact, brain dead. And so sometimes when I look back on the situation, although the day of her death is 10 days later, I don't really feel like she was even with us for those 10 days. So her body was physically here in the NICU at Altman. And we got to hold her, and we got to be with her, we got to baptize her. But she, in my eyes, she passed at birth. And so the day came and we took her off the ventilator, and we had in line a photographer, a bereavement photographer who actually donates her time. She was there and was taking lots and lots of pictures for us, knowing that this was going to be the only time that we had a picture of all four of us together. And it was funny because all of a sudden the elephant showed up out of nowhere. And I didn't know where it came from. And it was just there, and they used it to actually prop Rosalee's head up a little bit. She was laying behind Dion in one of the photos, and so to be able to see her a little bit better, they used the leg of the elephant to prop her head up. And so that's really when it all happened, because then, it was just a whirlwind of a day. We had a couple outfit changes, we were focused on getting those family pictures that we really wanted. And so we were putting things away and cleaning up from the day, and I went to hand the elephant back to our amazing nurse. And she goes, "No, honey, that's yours. There's a whole bag of stuff for you." And I said, wait, what? You know, like I just kind of was just shocked that there was this bag full of stuff, like just ready to go, like there for us. It kind of just got shuffled, but then once we got settled in our house and I was able to go back and look at like all the stuff that was given to us, it was stunning to see all these pieces and parts that somebody had either given to you guys or somebody had donated to you for you to be able to give to bereaved parents to make sure that they know that they're seen, that there are other people out there that care, that have gone through what they've gone through, because it's a really lonely spot to be in. The elephant sits on our mantle. We have a mantle in our house. It's just full of things that were given to us for Rosalee in remembrance of her. And we actually have her baptism headband on the elephant, and it just kind of stays there. And it's tricky having a twin loss. It's very bittersweet. For every happy moment, you have a sad moment, because you realize there should be two. So milestones are hard, holidays are hard. So we've kind of taken the elephant and used the elephant in pictures. So of course their first Thanksgiving, I had Dion and I had a little, it was part of a card because I could not find a bib at all, and I was just so frustrated. My mom went out and she found like a greeting card that said baby's first Thanksgiving on it or something like that, and we cut it out so that we could put it with the elephant. Christmas time rolled around, actually got on Etsy and had somebody make me bibs that says it's our first Christmas on them. They were matching bibs, and so we put the bib on the elephant, put the bib on Dion, and you know, I know the elephant is not a replacement for Rosalee, but when you have a photograph that you know there should be two, it's kind of nice to have something there in that spot, that empty spot, especially when you want to do twin things because they are twins.
We don't have my daughter here, you know, that's the part I hate the most, but you know, I can always look up at the mantle, or if I want to hold her in a way, I could just go grab the elephant and hold her, or me and Dion will sit and we'll watch cartoons with it. And it's just you know, so cool. You know, it's just a little bit of a representation of her. So forget-me-not baskets to me just means love, you know. I think it's a pretty cool sentiment, you know, like you're losing someone and there's people out there who also care to, you know, at least do a little something for you. You know, they're complete strangers and they don't know you very well, but they still at least did something very nice for someone else.